to Yellow Cottage Soapery. Today I am making a fragrance called Fresh Pick Apple from a Wholesale Supplies Plus. It smells just like Macintosh Apple from Yankee Candle. I don't know if it's a dupe for that or not, but that's what it smells like to me. So I made these little apple embeds out of melt and pour. I'm going to put these on the top and then maybe do a little leaf on those. So I'm going to be using green, the Maniacal Pea from MadMicas. And I haven't used this one yet. It's called Always a Bridesmaid from MadMicas. And it's kind of like a iridescent red peach. I don't know, it has like an undertone of like peach. I used it in the melt and pour, but I also added a little bit of really red from Nurture Soap. This is a true red color, but I don't like to use just that to make red because I feel like it will bleed onto like a white washcloth or something. So I don't use as much of that. I'll use more of the other. So all the piping I'm gonna do on the top is basically just for the little leaves on the apples. I think I might do like an in the pot swirl. So if I do a red and a green, my base is white, I'll just pour in some red and some green around the pot, pour most of it in, but I still want to have some of the red and green left to just pour in almost like a drop swirl. So maybe it'll have a little light swirling in the background and then a drop swirl as well. So right here you can see all the particles in there. That's my KO and clay. We're gonna mix this up. KO and clay is really good for your skin and it gives the soap a nice slip. It's kind of a silky clay. I also added cocoa butter to this batch and the other batch I made today. Just someone sent me some for free and I was like, I'm gonna add this extra into my soap. So normally I have to strain, but that's if I make my lye solution the day before and it sits. Sometimes I have a little lye lint that I have to strain, but I made that this morning, so there was no lye lint. But I'm still soaping right around room temperature. It's cooled off. It might be a little above room temperature, so I'm saying maybe 75 or 80 degrees at the most. I don't know what this fragrance does as far as if it speeds up your soap or not, so I'm not going to over blend here. I'm just going to get it till it's traced, which is when you stop seeing clear oil on the top. So now we're at trace. So we're going to pour in here for our red. I add fragrance to the little apples too, so they smell so good. And I actually have a Macintosh candle burning in my house right now. That's like the only fall one I can burn that doesn't give me a headache. I'm gonna go ahead and add titanium dioxide to the main batch, and then we'll do our colors. I'm mostly gonna do this, and then I'm gonna add just a little bit of the red pigment. And then use the green. A little bit more green. If you get that red mica pigment, just get it anywhere, it just makes a huge mess. Huge mess. So see, it's all over my stick blender now. A beautiful creamy white soap. So this is olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil, castor oil, shea butter, cocoa butter, KO and clay. I mix my colors lightest to darkest, that way I don't have to clean my stick blender in between. And I do this because it brings up air bubbles. You can see them coming up. All right, just a little bit more of the red. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. This will be pretty for Christmas soaps too. What scents do you guys like for Christmas? I was gonna order some, but I thought I'd wait and ask and see what you guys might want as Christmas fragrances. I will probably get a few. So for fall, I made a pumpkin, I'm making the apple, and I think I'm gonna make my mahogany and teak wood, which is like it can be masculine, but women like it too. It's a really nice scent. We'll go ahead and add our fragrance. Like I said, I don't know what this does. I don't think I've worked with this particular apple before. I've done apple fragrances, but I don't remember doing this one. I used to keep notes on how all the fragrances behaved, but then when I got rid of all my soap stuff, when I thought I was done, I got rid of it, and I wished I would not have gotten rid of it because it would help right now not to buy things that will rice or accelerate or any of those things, because fragrances are super super expensive. So when you get one that ends up rising or ends up being a big glob on the end of your stick blender, it's very disheartening. So I always read reviews. I get most of my fragrances from Wholesale Supplies Plus and Nature's Garden. Candles, although I'm thinking about doing something besides Nature's Garden. I feel like, and this might be just me or might be just the scents that I ordered, but I feel like they're not sticking in my soap like they used to. And I'm talking ones that I've used for a very long time. They're not sticking in my soap when I use the same amounts of everything. So I have plenty more from them that haven't even been opened yet. So I'm going to obviously use those, and maybe I'll change my mind. But as of right now, I'm not thrilled with my fragrances from them. Smells so good. Kind of Christmassy colors. We're supposed to get rain this weekend from that hurricane that came up through the Gulf, Francine, I think. So we're supposed to get like several days worth of rain. I think that's a really pretty red. Okay, so an in the pot swirl. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I am just going to, all right, so I'm just gonna pour some in different places. And we're gonna do the same thing with the green. I do need to save just a little bit of the green. I'm gonna pour it kind of right next to it. A little red in the center and a little green in the center. Now I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, now we can pour. Look how pretty the swirls look. All right, here we go. I think that's going to be so pretty. All right, so now I don't need to save any of the red. I'm going to put in all the rest of the red here, and I'm not going to swirl it or anything. I'm just going to let it be a drop swirl. And I'm not going to do as much of this. I want to just save a tiny bit. Okay, so this is still kind of fluid. I'm going to put the white on the top, the rest of the white, but I'm going to let it set up a little bit. Am I going to let it set up? Nah, let's just do it. I'm going to go back through with what little color I have left in here. And then I'm just going to, I might have to come back and do this because I want a little bit of white on the top. Or do I? I don't know. I can't make up my mind, but look at these cool ribbon-like drizzles. I don't know, this is kind of cool. So I'm just gonna keep going. All right, now I wish I had saved a little bit of the red because I like the red. Let me see if I can get a little bit out of here. Then I'm gonna swirl it a little bit and then put the apples on top. I'm trying to get every drop of it. Okay, I'm gonna take a skewer, clean up the sides a little bit. I'm gonna tap it down to get the air bubbles out. And then I'm just going to, would that be cool if I had a little bit of green in the background too? Maybe a little bit. That's cute. I'm gonna wait for it to set up just a little bit though, because I don't want the apples to sink too far down in. So I'm gonna turn this off for a bit and I'll be right back. But let me show you the swirls. I'll zoom in. I can zoom in with that a little bit. Okay, the green has not set up. It's very fluid, so I'm not gonna do anything with that yet, but I did wanna put the apples in before the soap got too firm here. So I have 27 of these apples, so I'm gonna do 9. I'm gonna do the same way as I did the pumpkin soap and cut these in thinner logs. So I wanna do 9 across. I'm gonna have to just probably cut the very tip end of this off so that the melt and pour apple is not facing the end of the soap. I'll make it more of a straight line. All right, so if I go 2, 3, I hope I get it right, because those are really not, they're too far apart. We're gonna have to pull these down a little bit to make it more even. I made the last batch and I actually had them in the freezer because they weren't quite ready yet. Now I could also lay these flat on top of the soap, but I just thought they would look cuter kind of sticking out. This one has fallen down a little bit and I don't like that, but now it's gonna have stuff on it, so. This one like sunk down in a little bit, but I'm not gonna mess with them too much because I don't want to screw it up. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for the green to set up and then I will be back to just pipe a couple leaves on the top. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pipe the little leaves on the apples. Finally, it's set up enough. All right, so it's like an alligator mouth. You want it to be open that way and not this way. I'm just going to do this. I don't know if I'll do one or two. I have enough piping, so I'll probably do two. This actually could have set up a little bit longer and the leaves would be more defined, but I'm ready to get cleaned up for the day, all my dishes, and be done soaping. But if you are interested in purchasing this soap or the pumpkin soap that I made today, you can message me on my Facebook page, Yellowcottagesoapery. I do have a Shopify page. All right, I'm going to turn it this way and do another one here that maybe hangs down a little bit. Sorry if you guys can't see. I guess I didn't line this up very good. Okay, let me turn it around. And there is the apple soap. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and cut the apple one now. I tried to get the pumpkin one out on camera to show you how easy it comes out of these molds, and of course it wouldn't come out very good. Just give me a hard time. So hopefully this one will come out. So if you haven't seen the pumpkin video, I have to show you something. All right, I was so worried about the shape, and these will be the same shape. Look how adorable this shape is. Fits in the palm of your hand. This is a big bar of soap too. This is almost 9 ounces. I just wanted to show you how cute that turned out, because it's a totally different shape. I've never seen anybody make that shape for a soap bar, but I really like it. So let's see what this one looks like. This one smells so good. So normally you can just do this and lift it up. See, it's easy. The last time I tried to show you, it was like stuck, and oh, I love this scent. Now you just pull it down on the sides and look how smooth it is. Look at this, like we did it in the pot swirl, and then I did a drop swirl. Excited to see what these look like. Sorry, I know that's loud. So I set up my log splitter so that it would fit this shape. Just ignore the mess. I can't ignore the mess. Hold on. Okay, so now we're done with that. Bring in our cutter. No, we're not done with that. We haven't even done it yet. No, I'm so tired. Hold on. That's all you see in the video is this smudged soap. We're gonna cut it. Look at how beautiful the swirlies are. Okay, let me make sure it lines up. It does, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it right down the center. The only problem with this shape is I don't have any samples, but I had decided that what I would do is save a little bit from this recipe or add a little bit on so that I can pour it in little molds for samples, because I really like sending samples, and the samples are so good for like if you're gonna travel and you just, you know, you don't want to take a whole bar that you have to leave behind. Look at you, oh my gosh, look at that. Wow. All right, these are perfectly lined up. It's been sitting for like 5 days. That's why it's so hard to push. I'm so excited to cut this one. Look at that. These aren't gonna lay. Okay, these are gonna be a little bit smaller because the pumpkins were so big I only could fit 7. So I fit 9 here. Look at with the little apple on the top. I love it. So these are an interesting size. A little bit smaller than the pumpkin. like a good size to put in your hand. I love this red. These look like faces. Look at these, look like faces and a smile with like ears. See, that's like the perfect size. Let me see how much this weighs. I'm gonna turn on my scale. 6.2, which is right around what mine are normally. Now the pumpkin bars were 8.75, but that was because I had to cut them so big to keep the pumpkin, to be able to have the pumpkin on top. Look at all these little faces. They all look evil. All right, I'm just gonna trim this little end piece a little bit. There's that one, you can see it on all the sides. Let me just I'll cut one of the side pieces. I hadn't done it in the pot swirl in forever, and I was watching Holly, Missouri River Soap, and I saw she was doing it in the pot swirl, and I'm like, I forgot about it in the pot swirls. I really hope to have more time to do soap coming up. I am at a busy time right now with my dahlias, but I really fall is my favorite time to make soap and making like holiday soaps and stuff. So I really want to, when my busy season is over with the dahlias, I really want to get into more soap making and doing more lives, or doing a live. I've never done one, but I am going to do one. So if you want to watch, you can go to my Facebook page, yellowcottagesoapery. I will put on there a date and time that I'm going to do it. So you guys can make soap with me. You can pick the fragrance. We'll pick the fragrance together and the colors and whatever swirl. I just thought it would be fun because I have such a cool community of soapy friends. And I think it would be fun to chat. This one is a little bit small, so I won't sell that one. I will keep this one. I will be better about my placement. I was pretty good with the pumpkins, but these are just a little off. And then I'm just gonna cut a little piece off the end. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video.